President, and I'm very pleased to rise to speak on this important issue. And following on from Ms Terpstra, I just want to correct a couple of things. This motion does not suggest that vaping is completely safe. This motion, in fact, says it's not without risk, but it says it's a damn sight. Well, it doesn't say damn sight. It says it's certainly far safer than smoking. And in fact, the London College of Physicians, the Australian College of GPs, the Royal College of General Practitioners, Public Health England, all attest to the fact that while vaping is not without risk, it is about 95% less risky than smoking. This is harm minimisation. Vaping is about harm minimisation. We're not saying it's harmless, but it is less harmful. Now, when we have 1 in 8 people who have cancer in Australia have it because of smoking, when we're seeing 19,000 people dying from smoking related, should we not do everything we possibly can to help reduce the harm that smokers because they are addicted to nicotine. They're addicted to it. Now, when we look at the studies around the use of e-cigarettes as a smoking cessation device, every piece of evidence shows that it is twice as effective as any other smoking cessation products on the market. Now, I noticed Ms Terpstra mentioned Minister Makakos talking about, safe packaging for e-liquids, for nicotine liquids. Now, fun fact, those products are actually illegal to sell in Australia. So I'm not sure how the government is going to create a law about safe packaging for a product that cannot be legally sold in Australia. I mean, that's like saying safe packaging for heroin. I would like, no, the stretch is not. The stretch is that these nicotine products are illegal to sell, so it is absolutely misleading for the government to say, oh, well, let's do safe packaging for these products. You can't. In fact, you can only get these products via a prescription, which I happen to have. And it's a Schedule 4 medication. It's not a Category 7 poison. It's a Schedule 4 medication, and you can have it prescribed by your doctor. Unfortunately, I cannot purchase the product in Australia legally. I have to go offshore to purchase it, where I am at risk of buying from unscrupulous operators, where I am at risk of possibly getting a product that doesn't have what it says on the packet. So this is why we believe that this product should be regulated in Australia. It should be legal. It should be controlled. And again, can I remind people that vaping is not smoking. Now, in jurisdictions where vaping has been endorsed, allowed by governments, we are seeing their smoking rates plummet. Guess what? In Australia, our smoking rates have remained stagnant for years, despite the ever-increasing taxes that we're putting on this, despite the plain packaging, despite every effort that we have made, we are not seeing reductions in smoking. But in the countries where they have allowed these types of alternative nicotine devices, they have seen their rates plummeting. Japan, and I know Ms Terpstra has a great keen interest in Japan, they estimate that their country loses 4.3 trillion yen due to smoking and smoking-related diseases. Since the introduction of heat-not-burn devices in Japan, their smoking rates have literally plummeted. In less than 3 years, Japan has seen a 21% reduction in tobacco sales. Japan now has the same smoking rates as Australia, and yet they don't have anywhere near the restrictions that we have. 19,000 Australians still smoke, and they will die from it. As many of the doctors say, people smoke for the nicotine, but they die from the tar. So these are products that absolutely are not harmless, but they are less harmful. And it is why Australia led in harm reduction. It's why we introduced needle and syringe exchanges. It's why we have done, where we led the charge in the 1990s. We were brave on harm reduction. We knew that people might be injecting drugs, but we wanted them to not contract HIV or hepatitis C. So we understood harm minimisation, but for some reason we cannot get it through our heads to understand that this is another form of harm minimisation for one of the most dangerous drugs in our society. More people die from nicotine than any other drug, from smoking than any other drug in our society. So why would we not allow a safer product to allow those people to stop smoking, to save their lives, to be around for their grandchildren? In New Zealand...
I'm sorry, Ms Patten, I need to interrupt business according to the standing orders.